I love yous to the wife and let her know.
This is the swear word. This is a podcast for the chilihead community, by the chilihead community. Regardless of your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. Man, we have an amazing episode for you tonight. We have 3 products on Hot or Not tonight. We have a in-studio guest, and of course, there's a game. So, hey, episode 47, let's go. Hello, Swear Nation. So glad to have everyone here. Man, I already see the chats going off. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for being active. We have an amazing episode for y'all tonight. We have in studio Nate with us. And then we have 3 of his sauces from t0tsauce. So those are going to be on Hot or Not tonight. We also have another game for everyone to play along with. If this is your first time checking out the show, glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. We are trying to continue to grow here on YouTube and on Instagram. After this podcast rolls out, it'll go out to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So if you're listening on those platforms, just know that the chat is live and you can definitely jump in and have fun. And man, this is I don't even know what else to really get in with that, because I'm so amped up for this episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right. Hey, Hot or Not, let's go ahead and kick it off.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, welcome on into Hot or Not. We have 3 amazing sauces from t0tsauce here to try. And we got Nate to help us along the way. So you know the method. If this is your first time checking out the show and you're trying to figure out how this whole thing is going to play out and what kind of goes into it, I don't do the typical 1 to 10 scale. I do 1 to 5. Those are broken down into 5 different categories. That's heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, and burn. And I do specifically break out heat and burn as 2 separate things. So heat for me is that first, 10 to 30 seconds, that initial pop that you get from the sauce. Then the burn is the after effects, where it's lingering, how it's lingering. Is it a migrating burn? All the fun. So yeah. Hey, let's go ahead and start out with let's go with TIE Fighter first.
So I'm excited for you to try this particular batch of it because I think it's the best one ever. Definitely made some changes recently to make it a little bit thicker, and then for the umami flavors to come forward more.
Okay, very nice, very very nice. It does have a perforated label, but you know me, I like to use my knife any chance that I can. So break out the spoon. Overall, man, beautiful color. You're getting some nice pepper bits that you're able to see.
About 30% of this batch of Thai peppers in this batch were grown locally by a guy I've partnered with to grow some exotic peppers.
Very nice. Okay, super excited. And for anyone that doesn't know, this is a lovely DFW strong episode right here. This is keeping it in the DFW area. So let's get this pour going here. Boom. Nice hefty pour.
Respectable spoonful.
Yep. Let me see if I can manage to do this without spilling.
You got to lick it off the table if you spill it.
Oh my goodness. Aroma is amazing. Wow. Wow. Okay. Right off the bat, phenomenal flavor. You're picking up an amazing sesame smell, very savory smell right off the aroma jump. It also has a bit of a all right, now let's break down the overall flavor on this as well. So the flavor profiles, the second you're taking this in, you're getting a nice little kiss of what tastes to be like garlic, some citrus, some sesame. It is just very, very amazing. It's got a nice savory note, just a kiss of sweetness, and it is carrying forward throughout the whole thing. And it finishes with the nice Thai taste. So we're getting that nice pepper going on through. Let me get over to my grading scale and start inputting some stuff. While we're talking about that, let me do this. Let me put the lid back on there so no accidents happen. All right. So breaking down the aroma, we just talked about that. Let's break that in there. And then flavor. Let's go here. All right, heat. Let's talk heat on this. So that initial pop, it's very well executed. It is amazing how you're able to get all these flavors coming through, and it's not going to burn you down by any sense of you're going to be able to enjoy this. We'll put it that way. If you're brand new to eating spicy, you're definitely going to notice the heat on this, and you're definitely going to, love what it brings to your dishes. I'm sure if you're brand new, you're not going to be taking spoonfuls. So it is going to accent and really amplify the food that you are eating. So let's go ahead and input that. If you are a, heat-seeking, challenge-going, this is going to be a flavor bomb to the max. And as far as the overall heat, you're not going to, you're not really going to have to worry about it too much. It's just going to be an amazing flavor bomb, amazing builder to your overall dish. And I know some of those that are watching out in the audience love to put hot sauce on their popcorn. Oh my goodness. I can only imagine how amazing that would go on there. So shout out to all those hot sauce popcorn goers. Burn, let's talk about that. The overall burn is really kind of just sitting on the back tongue portion Just a little bit on the throat, nothing too crazy, but mostly residing on the tongue, a little bit on the gums. But all in all, if you're brand new, I definitely think this is a phenomenal sauce for you to jump into, start building that tolerance up, start getting going, and you're going to enjoy every single bite along the way. So let's input the burn here, and we will get that on over to producer Jeff. So while that gets on over there, I'll actually have Nate fill us in on exactly what goes on in this sauce, ingredient-wise. So
yeah, I was telling you before the podcast started, there's a lot going on with this sauce, and like I kind of have to read the label to remember everything that goes in it. But I tell people when they're sampling at our table that you're going to taste something different every time. There's just a lot of depth to this sauce. But Thai chilies, bell pepper, Texas honey, garlic, lime juice, lime zest, orange zest, ginger, fish sauce, kosher salt, sesame oil, avocado oil, apple cider vinegar, distilled vinegar, xanthan gum, and water. So yeah, a lot of citrus, a lot of zest. The sesame oil in this particular batch, and on a future label, we'll say toasted sesame oil. Did you pick up on? Toasted oil?
Yeah, definitely. You can smell it distinctly on the aroma, and then in the flavor profile. It's interesting. I had a bit of what I was detecting, or what I thought I was detecting, as garlic, but I definitely think it's the combination between the toasted sesame oil and the ginger coming into effect. And that nice citrus note really kind of cuts through it and makes it very, you're not having two things competing in that sense. Very great job being able to, keep it a happy family inside that bottle.
Very harmonious. I think the fish sauce ties it all together. There's been batches that had less fish sauce, and like it was more of like a citrus Thai sauce.
Yep.
But the fish sauce really makes it's the star of the show on this sauce for sure.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, let's see here. Producer Jeff, we good to go?
Yeah, we're trying something big here.
All right. We will get this red off here. So let's start with the heat. While we get that pulled up and in full swing. All right, heat coming in at 3. Aroma coming in at 4.2. Flavor coming in at 4.38. Versatility at a 4. And burn at a 3.15 for a total swear word rating of 0.74. There we go. Very, very nice sauce. Love what's going on here. And just for anyone that's just now checking in and trying to catch all this, we will have direct links for all the sauces reviewed down below. So after the show, head on over there and check those out. So we're going to check out the chocolate next. So once again, this also has a perforated tear, so go ahead and pull that, get that going. Beautiful color on this sauce. Nice, deep, dark red. But once again, a nice medium viscosity going on here. You can see some nice bits going on as well, so it's not just a strained through sauce. It's not... you get some depth to it. So let's go ahead and get that set down. And for all those that are very anti-dropper, no worries here. You don't have to have the flow restrictors. So we don't like to stop the fun. We like to encourage it. So let's go ahead and... Oh, my goodness.
Straight ghost pepper, right?
Oh, my goodness. It is so great. Oh, my. The aroma is phenomenal. Let me go ahead and get a nice pour going. There we go. Got to fill out the spoon. All right.
He's ready to get punished today.
Cheers. Wow. Okay. Wow. Very, very first thing. The overall flavor is phenomenal. You're getting a nice creaminess to it. You're getting a nice overall pop of the... If I could imagine the ideal dish for this, I'm going straight to either a big ol' honkin' burrito or a nice taco and just smothering it with this sauce. The flavors, it screams and pops, Mexican dish all-star right there. So with that being said, let me go ahead and pull this up too. Heat. If you are new to eating spicy, this is going to be probably, if you use it in moderation, you could probably get away with it, but just a very few dots here and there to kind of see how you feel, how you react, etc. If you are a chili head seeking this thing out and you're really trying to find some scorching sauces, this is a nice medium sauce for sure on this one. You are going to really enjoy what this brings. I was trying to think of the best way to go about really categorizing this. So in my head, the one thing I cannot get away from, and you heard me talk about the ideal dish for it, man, this is like your go-to. Anytime you go to like a Mexican restaurant, like all I can think of is like, I want this in my hot sauce holster, and it's just gonna absolutely elevate that dish to the max. So let me go ahead and get some stuff input here while we're talking. Overall aroma, and then flavor, and then versatility. We didn't talk about versatility on the last one or this one, but once again, this is not a sauce that I would say I would see myself using for on a dessert per se, nor would I probably see that being the case on the other. So, very versatile as well as everything else is concerned in that nature. So versatility, I would score about the same. Heat, like I said, we already briefly touched on this. You're going to get a nice pop of the heat right off the bat, but not enough to override all the amazing flavors that are coming through. I mean, very deep as far as the flavor depth on this sauce. And really, it has that amazing accent and finish of the overall pepper forward nature. So you get all the great flavors and just that savory, almost creamy nature to the very front, following into the finish of the pepper. So let me go ahead and input that. Let me change that one too. And then burn. Let's talk about the burn on this one. So the burn on this sauce is a bit different. So this one's hitting really, it's digging deep as far as the gums go. It's got a nice spread. Obviously, I like to swish it around and get the overall flavor profile pretty nailed down. But you can feel everywhere that it went on the gums, it is still there. You're getting a lot more on the back of the throat with this one, and you're really getting just a kiss of heat on the back of the tongue. It's mostly parked on the back of the throat. Nothing in the chest really on this one, nothing in the gut, but overall just a phenomenal heat and build on this sauce. This one definitely does have a nice build. So the initial heat of this sauce is definitely starting out as to be expected. A nice little subtle pop, but then it just builds. So once again, if you are brand new to eating spicy, I would start out with a very reasonable amount, take a bite, let it do its thing, and then reassess from there where you're comfortable as far as how much you would like to apply to your food. Chili heads, man, go to town. This is the one. So let's go ahead and get that one in here. Let's go. And while that one's input, we'll go ahead and have you explain a little bit about the chancla.
Sure. Yeah, we tried to make this sauce hit the way we described it on the label. It says, our fiery ghost and habanero sauce is equally delicious and spicy. The heat hits right on your back end and leaves you with lasting burns and lessons learned. So part of that is that, and what you picked up on is it's very flavor forward. You get flavor up front, followed by a big burn on the back end.
Oh, yeah.
The chancla. When you were talking about how the flavor or the heat builds and how it lingers, we actually did a change about a year ago where we started putting our own ghost pepper tincture in it.
Okay.
What I noticed is it really doesn't make it that much hotter, but it does make the burn last longer.
Very nice.
But the cool thing about this sauce is it's a very similar version to, or very similar recipe to our mijo sauce. That's our all-day taco sauce made with chili de arbol. The difference is this one has thyme, tomato paste, and the tincture, and then ghost pepper and habanero instead of chili de arbol. But otherwise, they're very similar sauces. But and I'm sorry, and it also has guajillo pepper. So the guajillo and the tomato paste are what makes it so red as opposed to the mijo sauce.
Very nice, very nice. The tomato paste also, just from my own personal experience and also knowledge from trying other products in general, the tomato paste acts as a phenomenal buffer in all these sauces and really being able to carry out and transition the overall notes from one to another. So it is definitely doing its job here, and kudos there. All right, let's go ahead and get this one read off here. So heat coming in at 3.68, aroma at 4.3, flavor at 4.5, versatility at a 4, and burn at 3.89 for a total swear word rating of 4.07. Man, another phenomenal sauce, and definitely one that should be in everyone's home. So let's go ahead and get over to this next one, the Limagorgon. So once again, perforated. Go ahead and just get that one going. Love the color on this sauce. It's got almost like a deep mustard look to it, but this is also, I would say this is probably a little bit thicker in viscosities than the first two, but it still has a nice flow. This also looks like it would go phenomenal for dishes that maybe are handheld and you would worry about, runnage if it was, say, thinner sauce. So this would probably pair itself very great for holding on to sandwiches and pizza and all kinds of stuff. So let's go ahead and get, oh my goodness, amazing. Very, very citrus forward on that. Get a nice pour going. Oh my goodness, that's like one of those TV commercial pours. That's how perfect that thing went through. I love the color, the specs. Oh. Can't let go. Can't let any go to waste. Man, wow. Okay, hold on. I'm going back in. That one's really, really good. The overall initial front is very, very citrus, but it's also very creamy. It's like soothing to the taste buds. Okay, very, very nice. The overall heat on this. Let's talk through this in order. The overall heat on this. The initial part, very, very faint, very nice entry open. You're getting a lot more of the flavors carrying forward. So let's go into the overall flavor to this. Let's have the heat jump to the flavor. The flavor, you're getting this nice, like I said, creamy, savory, citrusy, with just a nice finish, once again, of the peppers. You're doing a very phenomenal job at allowing the end user to be able to really get what you're trying to go for with the sauce and the flavor profile and everything, and then having the overall heat and everything just kind of be the accent too, and then it starts to become the star of the show. So let's go ahead and get this one input here, and then aroma, we talked about that. Let's go. Oh, if I could type, that would be great. And then flavor, let me change that. That needs to be there. Okay. Flavor on this one, we briefly talked about. So let me go ahead and input that. I did like, and I don't know if this was by design, but the overall front part of this flavor profile is very calm and soothing, and it gives you a nice, clean, crisp bite to the overall sauce. And then the peppers are just really becoming the star of the show. So definitely digging that. I actually could see this one also being something that I could see myself putting this on, say, brownies, like a nice fudgy brownie. I think and for sure ice cream, this one could go on. And I think the overall citrus note to this really lends itself well to kind of cut through some of that richness that would be coming through the brownie. And it's definitely got a nice sizable pop from the heat from the burn, because you can really feel it starting to pick up as well now. And the overall burn on this one's more focused on the mouth burn than it is a throat burn for me. I do feel it in the throat, but it's not as noticeable there yet. That might change. So, but the overall burn, if you're just starting out, let's talk about the heat and the burn. If you're just starting out, the heat on this thing is going to be probably just out of the wheelhouse of what you would feel comfortable with just starting out. So make it make sense for you, right? Start with a little bit and work your way in. But the overall burn is where it might start to phase out some of those that are just starting. But this is definitely going to be a nice medium sauce. If you are a chili head and you're going after it, this is going to be one that you're going to want to add to that list as well. Once again, I think I would end up using this, and I'm going to try it out on some nice brownies, because I'm picturing that. And I'm also picturing this as I like to take some hot sauce at times. I like to make my own salad dressings, and I would like to use that as a nice base to a salad dressing, because it would give it that, between that nice citrus pop and that heat. Oh man, that's going to bring that salad dressing to a nice new level. So loving that one there. That's input. So go ahead and tell us a little bit more about this sauce.
One of the coolest things about making hot sauce is like seeing all the things that people imagine they're going to put your sauce on when they come to the table, when they're inspired by something. I never would imagine putting this on a brownie, but you like what you like.
Yeah.
It doesn't offend me at all if you put that on a brownie. But this was intended to be a lemon herbed honey mustard hot sauce. The original form of this was a lemon herbed hot sauce, and it was good. If you can kind of imagine, with less mustard. But then over time we just kept adding mustard, because I started wanting to add a t0tsauce mustard to the table, and I realized how freaking hard that is actually. Yeah, making mustard is very tedious. So I started adding mustard to this sauce, and it's really just come into a character of its own. But it's got a ton of herbs in it. I'll just read off just the build of it.
Okay.
Yellow bell peppers, Texas yellow hot peppers. The way I can describe these is they look exactly like a Jamaican Scotch bonnet, those big yellow Jamaican Scotch bonnets, but they are hot like a Reaper.
Okay.
They're grown, these particular peppers were grown at Hill Country Hot Peppers down in Wimberley, Texas. And they're going to be sponsoring our Hot Sauce Festival next month. You already know you're going to be there. But anyway, yellow bell peppers, Texas yellow hot peppers, mustard powder, fermented garlic honey. And that's another cool thing about this is, so you already know our whiskey habanero collab with Sky Boss Metal Band from Dallas.
Yep.
That sauce uses garlic that we ferment in honey, in Texas honey. So this uses the spent honey from that. It's like a garlic honey.
Okay.
So anyway, the fermented garlic honey, raw garlic, parsley, tarragon, thyme, basil, dill, marjoram, paprika, chili powder, cumin, turmeric, kosher salt, lemon zest, avocado oil, distilled vinegar, filtered water, xanthan gum. Another thing I want to talk about is the texture.
Yeah.
You were talking about how this one's a little bit thicker and smoother, and that's because this hot sauce has more avocado oil than any of our other ones, and it's the only one that actually has a calorie count on it because of it. But yeah, you already know the oil, the fattier the better.
Oh yeah. Anything. Oh yeah. and that profile of what you just read off, it makes sense why in my mind I'm thinking how great this would be as a starting base for a salad dressing.
Yeah, and actually, I meant to talk about that. I've gotten that a few times from this sauce, and I couldn't agree more.
Very nice. Okay, we'll get this one read off here. So the overall heat is coming in at 3.5. The aroma coming in at 4.1. The flavor coming in at 4.3. The versatility at 4.2. And the burn coming in at 4.2 for a total swear word rating of 4.06. There we go. Hey, phenomenal sauces here from t0tsauce. I'll have the link directly to the website down below, as well as direct links to all three of these products that we have reviewed here tonight. But let's go ahead and jump on over to the interview. All right, as we get this one set up here, boom, there we go. All right, so Nate, so glad to have you here. This is once again awesome to have you in the studio. Honored to have you here.
Hey, honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, the sauces are phenomenal. I know you have some other amazing products in your lineup as well. All of which all the ones that I tried at Zest Fest really stood out and really they've stayed parked in my mind for future. Just thinking of future dishes and all these different things that I can use it in. But so what we'll do is we'll just start with kind of like what got you into spicy food in general, and then we'll have that kind of roll into what was what was the motivation to get you going to start t0tsauce?
Sure. Spicy food, you know what? It kind of started off with like Tabasco and Frank's and Red Devil. A lot of people start off with that, but, and people talk crap about those sauces to me now, but like, I still they got a special place in my heart because, that's where I got started.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say I'm pretty passionate about those vinegar fermented, buffalo like sauces. But yeah, how t0tsauce got started was, I was sitting in the pandemic lockdowns of 2020, like, what the heck am I going to do with my life? And I looked up how to make pickles, and we made a bunch of pickles and pickled peppers, and then that pivoted into making hot sauce. The first hot sauce we ever made was, you've had the pineapple, our really spicy pineapple lime sauce. The first sauce ever was a pineapple lime jalapeno sauce, and I brought it to actually. This is kind of how the name got started too. I texted a coworker, and my nickname at the time, and still to this day, is t0tsauce. So I texted a coworker. I said, "Look, it's the first t0tsauce, the sauce by t0tsauce." So anyway, that's kind of how I got into making sauces, and how I got into selling them was I made so many science projects that it got too expensive for me to continue on. So I had to start selling it just to be able to continue my passion, my newfound hobby passion.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And it's always fun and fascinating how often people just start out on this journey trying to experiment at home, and the next thing you know, it's like one person tries it and another person tries it, and they're like, oh man, this is it. Like you need to just go full send on this. And that's always, I can only imagine, got to be one of those amazing personal feelings to receive those compliments as you're getting going.
Truthfully, like, it's cool, but it was way cooler to like see the dollars roll in.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, whoa, like I knew I was doing good stuff, but it's cool to have other people agree with me.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then there's definitely something to that as well. When you've started a business, it's that aha moment the second you see that first sale go through. And the second that first one goes through, you're like, this is doable. Right. This is something that can happen. And it exits hobby and becomes reality.
Right.
That's awesome. So You had mentioned how t0tsauce got its name. That's awesome and very fitting. And I would have never pieced those two together.
I really wish there was a better story, to be honest. I've actually gotten really tired of, especially at Austin Chronicle. It was a nightmare having to explain to all these people where the name came from. So anyway, moving forward, it's probably going to be hey, this was originally supposed to be a condiment for tots, and now it's a hot sauce company.
Okay. Hey, that's still a good story.
But
too.
you heard it first. That's the truth. How t0tsauce got its name. You haven't asked about the zero yet.
Yeah. I was just about to say, was that something to differentiate you? Is that something to break you out from the norm?
Sort of. Basically, I was at the very end of filing my paperwork for the LLC, and I typed in t0tsauce, and it was already taken. So then I typed in t0tsauce, and it was already taken. So then I'm like, what the heck? And I look on Instagram, and I find both people that have taken the LLC. The first one, t0tsauce, has stopped making hot sauce 3 years ago, pretty much, but they still have the name. And then t0t space sauce was a company making sauce for children, ketchup didn't already exist. So anyway, I thought about asking them for it, but I'm already in the heat of the paperwork on that, and a little side story about me is I make music, and I've got a project that's got a number in the name. So I was like, this might be a way to pivot people from my hobby, my hot sauce, back into my passion, music. And here no one knows about my music, and I have a hot sauce company that has a zero in the name now. But more so, the zero came, to pair with the music, but also because I didn't want to fight these people for the O name.
Yeah.
But I've never expected it to get to this point, so it's just kind of too late at this point to change it to something more professional.
Nah, I mean, I think it's great. It stands out. It as you're saying, really getting to understand the backside of this whole entire story is really being able to take something that you're passionate about in one field and merge it with what you're passionate about over here, and really have that lineage tie. I think that's a lot more unique and a lot more cool to be able to carry that forward. So,
sure.
All right. The what we'll do is we'll talk about kind of you talked about the pineapple pineapple hell pineapple. I know
why pineapple, right?
No,
because pineapple was already taken.
Oh well. I was thinking something similar, but wasn't certain on that one. But that makes a lot more sense. As far as your sauces, did you have a core few sauces that you rolled out, or was it just that one?
So the first time I ever sold hot sauce was at Turning Point Beer, and we rolled out with the very first version of TIE Fighter, Miho, but it was called Mojo at the time.
Okay.
And there was another. It was a early rendition of the pineapple, but this one had Serrano, so it was Serrano pineapple lime. But those were the three sauces we launched with, and we had a very good day. And that was selling next to who are some of my best friends now, Freaky Ferments and Effing Hot Sauce. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Fucking hot sauce. But yeah, those guys have really mentored me a lot, and it's been really cool to learn from them. And all the things that they've been successful at, and how they passed the knowledge on to me. And honestly, the whole hot sauce community in Texas, but in DFW in particular, is very friendly to each other in that regard. And we're always looking to help each other out.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's one of the things that's very beautiful about the community at large, if you will, is just everyone is there's such a tight brotherhood throughout this whole entire thing, and everyone cares to be able to help the next person, and it becomes this beautiful thing. Now, we often talk about it on here. No matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, you're always going to have some of those folks that are toxic, but the overall feel, the vibe, and the care throughout this community is just very amazing, and everyone's here to really help out each other, and that's the beautiful part. You mentioned some of the guys that have kind of either been cheering you on, inspiring you, helping you. We have, you had mentioned it as well, the upcoming festival, the North Texas Hot Sauce Festival coming up. Who all is really a part of the North Texas Hot Sauce Festival? Is there like a core group that?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to say the North Texas Hot Sauce Festival is all of us, because there's 37 Texas hot sauce companies signed up right now, and this festival wouldn't have happened if we didn't all exist. But Cole with Fucking Hot Sauce, he's the lead. He's been the total go-getter on this whole project. He had the vision, and we've kind of just been following his lead and helping this get off the ground where we can.
Yeah.
Cole and Chad and at Freaky Ferments, and then we got Oliver, who he's a big part of the hot sauce community as far as just being supportive. And he used to work at a brewery that shut down where the last North Texas Hot Sauce Festival was.
Okay.
He's definitely helping with the social media and marketing. And then we got Devin, who he's also a fellow hot sauce guy in the community. And we're also, most of us are like beer guys too, so we know each other in that industry also.
Okay.
So we have constant connections with all the breweries around. And
that's something that we've kind of noticed has been a common occurrence, and it makes perfect sense because the beer space, the craft beer space, and the craft hot sauce really are not too far off from one another.
Right.
The processes in which you're keeping a clean environment to work in, and everything from the process of kind of like, not verbatim, but the process that you kind of have to go through to be able to craft a beer and then come through with a sauce. They are very similar in that aspect.
Right.
And it also becomes a beautiful marriage between the two, because a lot of the flavor profiles and things that you can find within the beers, you can also kind of work your magic in with the hot sauce side. So it only makes perfect sense that those could easily go hand in hand. As far as your hot sauces go in general, do you have any that kind of really draw upon the overall inspiration from, say, the beer side of the world?
Yeah, actually, take a look at the labels. So I've been my 9 to 5 is I'm a beer and wine sales rep, and I've done it for a few different distributors now. But as you can see, I'm heavily inspired by the beer labels that I see.
Yep.
And all the spoofs of pop culture.
Yep.
Definitely, I think that's part of the magic of Tot Sauce is we work just as hard on the label as we do on the sauce itself. And if you don't have a good label, you don't have anything to draw people in.
Absolutely, I have said it before, and I'll continue to say it. The label and also the color to the sauce is that immediate attention grabber, but also dopamine dump that the consumer is getting. If you can't grab them with one of those two things, you immediately start to cut your overall percentage of that sale going through, I feel like. Definitely for most of these festivals where there's a whole bunch of vendors out there, if you're not presenting yourself right in the same way that you're presenting yourself with the product inside of the bottle, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Absolutely.
So, no, phenomenal job. I even love, so you can see it on a few of these. For those that are watching or listening right now, I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown. I mean, even down to the different font styles for the different sauces, it gives it its own personality through what's being told and how everything's going. So phenomenal job there. I'm loving it. I'm digging it. All right, so the upcoming event, just to make sure that we do work it in, the upcoming festival, what's to be expected? What should people know about it? And what are you the most amped up for?
Well, they should know that this is going to be like the best place to get hot sauce now and in the future.
All right.
Of Texas. I say that just because I did the Hot Sauce Festival last year with them, and I believe in it big time. I've done a few hot sauce festivals this year, and I've seen the things I like about those festivals, the things I didn't like about those festivals, and I know Cole and Chad and Oliver and Devin are all seeing that as well. And we're just bringing the best aspects of all of these experiences that we have to this Hot Sauce Festival. And then on top of that, we all have a mutual desire for it to succeed. So beyond the best hot sauce, you can expect a lot of people that are like passionate about what they do, that want you to like their stuff, to keep buying it in the future. You know, like they're gonna sit there and talk about their passions and the things they put, the hours they spend on this and the things they put into the sauce. And that, I don't know if that goes a long way with you, but sometimes with me, like I'll just buy something just because I can tell they worked hard and you know, this is their job.
Yeah, yeah. If you can see that passion, so you execute this very well. Not only do you see the passion and hear it in your voice, you're also able to. If I never even met you and I was trying your sauce for the first time, you can tell the inspiration, the passion that goes into it. You can tell it's not just this. Let's take these 5 ingredients and just slap it together and hope for the best. Like, there's a lot of thought that goes into this. I do see a question in here that I'll go ahead and ask. This is from Jeremy. He's saying, am I included in DFW? Can I say go us? So, yeah, Jeremy, if you are in the DFW area, you can definitely say go us. Let's see here if we have, any other questions real quick before we jump on over to the game, because I definitely want to make sure. Jeff, did you have anything? Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll,
Sorry, here, let me finish on the on the festival. Also, food trucks, the best beer in town, and we talked about a spam contest originally, and I'm hoping that we can hold these guys accountable and we can have a spam competition.
Okay. I guess tell us a little bit more about that before we jump into the game.
I think we're still working on the logistics of it, but
okay.
I just want you to know that like I'm hyped for it, so everyone else should be.
Hey, if spam is done right, it is phenomenal. If spam is not done right, then that's where people are like, they get that bad reputation of what to expect from spam. So it's all right. Let's go ahead and let's do this. Let's go ahead and kick it on over to the game. All right. Well, if you are just now checking out the show, glad to have you here. We have left the interview. We are now on over to a very fun game that I like to call the 5. So if you're not familiar with the 5, this is the breakdown. There's going to be 5 different images that will be shown one at a time. You have this is all your how you view it, what you think. There's nothing to be drawn from me, anyone else's opinion. This is just how you would rank it. Now, to give a caveat, 1 could be the best, 5 could be the best. It's however simply you want to go. The thing is after the game's done, we will definitely ask, how did you, what was the order? Was 1 best? Was 5 best? Etc. And for all those that are watching and live with us now, you too can play along. So if you think that, something that he rated number 2 or number 3 or whatever is something that you wouldn't have rated that, let us know in the chat and let's all have some fun. But here we go. All right. So this is indicating fall. So just the season of fall.
So do I say what I rate it?
Yeah.
Okay. 4.
A 4. All right. Put that one into slot number 4. And then we'll pull up the next image. All right. Whataburger.
5.
Number 5.
Is there anything lower?
Nope.
Sorry. 5.
All right. And then we got tacos.
Ooh, 2.
Number 2. All right. And then summer.
Ooh, can I change any of these?
Nope. Once it's in,
Okay,
it is
put it
in.
in 3 then.
All right. And then In and Out.
Ugh. Okay, I guess that's my number 1.
So it looks like, and it sounds like from when you were breaking this down, both Whataburger and In-N-Out were not going to be a number one in any way you
No,
slice this.
never.
So it sounds like you're kind of stuck. Either way you rank this, with one of those being number one. So how would you like to rank this? Would you like to keep number one as the highest?
I would change summer and fall, and I would keep. Oh wait, you're talking about just
Just
the
order of
scale?
operations dropping or raising.
No, I'd keep it the way it is now. If I had to choose. Tacos are too good.
Very, very nice. Yeah, no, tacos are definitely a rock star on that lineup. Me personally, I do like both In-N-Out and Whataburger, but I can't beat. Maybe it's the fact that I've just eaten Whataburger so much throughout my life that I've leaned a lot more team In-N-Out, but that's just my own personal preference. So, hey, let's load it up for another round. So while that gets pulled up here, once again, it looks like we had quite a few people jumping in and playing along. Looks like Conjured Vapors. Then we had Chad. Let's see, who else was that? I saw some other answers flowing through as well. You got to love this here second summer going on currently in Texas. Not really. Nobody is enjoying this right now. I just like the state. I don't know if you noticed this, but it was beautiful in like 83. So for some of those listening, they're like, whoa, do you think 83 is beautiful? No, it definitely is. But then it spiked randomly to 98 in a matter of like 2 hours. And I was like, what is going on today? But beauty of Texas, All right. Next round. Here we go. First image is, this is a Reaper.
3.
Number 3. All right. Next up, Thai peppers.
1.
Number 1. And then we have Serranos.
5.
Number 5. Do you think they taste soapy?
I think they're bitter.
Okay. I know some people have told me in the past that they think Serranos taste like soap. So I'm
They
always
just have
curious.
a really strong flavor. So like any time I've used it, it just takes over.
Okay. Fair enough. Habaneros.
2.
Number 2. All right. And then the final one is the ghost pepper
4.
coming in at number 4. All right. So how do you feel about this game, this round of the game?
I feel a lot better about this. I wouldn't, like, if I had all 5, I wouldn't have done this particular order, but it's pretty close to what I would have done.
Okay. The which one would you have changed?
Ghost pepper over Reaper.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. It is a very it's a very safe pepper in the sense that from a flavor profile and a heat profile, you're gonna get pretty much the same. It's very consistent in that nature. So I think that makes sense to only bump that up there and use that in. And I will definitely agree with Chad there. Grilled Serranos are awesome. You hit it with, after you're done grilling them, you hit it with some nice pink Himalayan salt or that flaky salt. Oh my goodness. So good. So good. But man, that was a 5. That how do you feel about it?
It was good.
All right. Well, hey, here's a good fun part now where we get to go through a few things. So I always like to do a bit of a nugget of knowledge, if you will, still brainstorming a better name for that. But until then, it's going to be called the nugget of knowledge. This is a chance for you to be able to either envision yourself talking to your younger self before you got into this as like something that you would tell yourself to eliminate some of the headache, but really it's for those that are thinking about getting into the idea of making sauce. or spicy products in general. It doesn't have to be just
So, like,
distinctly sauce.
What, like, one piece of advice would I give myself?
Yeah.
To what, make my hot sauce dream happen faster?
Yeah. Or I mean, you can kind of cater it to anything in that field.
Measure everything.
Very, very well said. You know, keeping a very accurate account through test batches is got to be crucial. I bet that has got to be a headache if you find something that's just stellar, it stands out, it sings, and then you're like, I wasn't expecting that to work out so great.
There's too many ingredients where it's like too little is not enough. You know, there's the just right amount, and then barely over that is way too much, is overkill.
Yep. No,
So,
that makes perfect sense.
Takes a lot of trial and error.
Okay. Very well said. Well, here's another phenomenal chance for you to put somebody on the hot seat. So the hot seat, for those that are listening, this is someone that you feel, Nate, that would be a great addition to the show to have as a guest.
So my boy Gerald, he is growing peppers for our company, and he sources me really cool exotic peppers when he's not growing them himself. He's the guy you need to talk to because he's going to bring some cool stuff for you to try.
All right.
And he owns the Elote Blanco food truck, and his pepper company is Fuego Fruits Co.
All right. Very nice. I will be reaching out and finding a time to figure out when it works best for your schedule and my schedule, and we'll get this one teed up and ready to have you on. I'm excited. It sounds like a lot of fun. And
his food truck will be at the festival, so
oh,
I can introduce you
very,
there.
very nice. Okay. Easy enough. We will definitely connect then and set something up. But now's a great time for you to share with those that are either watching now, but really this is beneficial for those that are on Apple Podcasts that are just solely listening to it. Where can they find you? How can they find you?
Easy. We're t0tsauce. It's one letter different from hot sauce, but the O is a 0. So t0tsauce.com.
All right. t0tsauce right there. But man, Nate, it has been an honor having you on. Definitely looking forward to having you on again. There's still so much more we can get into, and a lot more shenanigans in the sense of a lot of the people that you seek as friends and inspiration. I think we could all have a pretty fun time on a mass episode of that.
Yeah, you should do a NTX podcast where, you know, all the main guys of the festival come out, because we are a handful is the way to put it.
Oh, absolutely.
You should see the text.
Absolutely. I can only imagine. Everyone has such a strong and great personality, just exuding all this energy. I can only imagine. So, all right. Well, here we go. Man, episode 47 is done. If this is your first time checking out the show, I am honored to have you here. Please, I look forward to seeing you back. We go live here every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Central. And we're always going to have some products to be able to check out. We're going to have some great conversations and some fun games. So, hey, if you're looking to pick up some t0tsauce that we tried either today or some of the others, I will have the link for the website down below, as well as direct links for the 3 products that were tried tonight. Once again, it's an honor to have Nate on here and in studio with us and be able to continue to talk through everything that is the North Texas Hot Sauce Festival, as well as t0tsauce. And hey, if you're local to the area, if you're in Texas in general, you need to come check out the North Texas Hot Sauce Festival on October 19th. So be there. It's going to be a blast. And man, episode 47 is in the books. I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been The Swear Word.